Mouth on the drag queen goes blah 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 blah.
What's going on, everybody? My question for you today is, should children ages 3 to 8 be learning about drag queens through children's programming on stations like PBS and Nickelodeon, or in their local libraries by having a drag queen read to them? Now, I don't know, I'm not an expert on what is right or what is wrong, but let's talk about it. Over the past several years, there has been a growing effort to introduce children to the existence of drag queens, which, by most definitions, is a man who dresses up in women's clothing for entertainment purposes. Now, why this needs to be done and why children need to be indoctrinated into this culture at such a young age, I have no idea the reasoning. Off the top of my head, I'm guessing that there's a group of people who feel that drag queens are hated to the point that they need to teach children younger than 10 about them at an early age so that they don't grow up and go, oh, I hate that dude or that girl or them. Now, as an average American, I was never taught about drag queens in school. I only encountered them through life. And I never once, when I saw my first drag queen, was like, oh, I fucking hate that guy, or I hate them, or puh. Nevertheless, this hasn't stopped stations like PBS from airing drag queen-oriented programming for children. That's right, PBS, the home of Caillou, is airing programming oriented around drag queens. For example, they recently had a drag queen on by the name of Little Hot Mess, who was promoting their new book, The Hips on the Drag Queen Go Swish, Swish, Swish. That's right, Little Hot Mess promoting a book to children, a children's read-along book called The Hips on the Drag Queen Go Swish, Swish, Swish. We're going to take a look at that clip right now, and I want you to keep in mind that this is for children ages 3 to 8.
Going to sing and dance it out. So, get your singing voices ready. And we're going to start with our hips. The hips on the drag queen go swish, swish, swish. Swish, swish, swish. Swish, swish, swish. The hips on the drag queen go swish, swish, swish. All through the town.
Why PBS and Nickelodeon feel the need to push this content, I'm really not sure. I mean, that PBS video with Little Hot Mess, the ending, she says, I see we have a few drag queens in training.
I think we might have some drag queens in training on our hands.
What? Like, is that what we want to train now? What happened to introducing kids to astronauts, scientists, mathematicians, or even engineers? Aren't those things that would better society? Shouldn't we want kids in this society to aspire to be an astronaut over a drag queen? Sure, if you want to get dressed up, go to Hamburger Mary's and do a little dance, that's cool. That should be your own cool thing, like your own hobby, not something that we're teaching little kids. I mean, come on, it seems like common sense to me. But maybe I'm just an outlier. Maybe I am some extreme radical for thinking this way. I'm not sure. But what I am sure about is that, from my perspective, there doesn't seem to be a benefit of introducing or indoctrinating kids this early on in age. Nickelodeon too, for example. They had a whole little pride parade. Fine, I get it. That's fine. You want to introduce... Some kids have gay parents, trans parents, non-binary parents, and you don't want them to feel left out, for sure. The show, they have a disabled dolphin that is like a trans disabled dolphin. Sure, I know that there's people out there who are disabled and trans but not dolphins. I mean, it's nearly a trifecta. And I get introducing that to them. But the drag queen, which is... I mean, you're probably saying, Matt, but drag queens, it's not a sexual thing. Like, haven't you seen their performances? Yeah, I have. And they go a little something like this. I mean, this is a sexual thing. Maybe not drag queens inherently, but the content that they perform, the makeup and the outfits that they typically wear, I mean, a bit sexual, no? Oh, but Matt, they would never do that in front of kids. Really? Well, Exhibit A.
They're dancing around in front of these men for this taboo fetish, and you've got little kids doing it. Little kids being drugged into this culture.
Don't take it from me. Go to a show. And let's just go back to the Nickelodeon thing again, where you have a drag queen on Blue's Clues. This is Blue's Clues. There's a drag queen on Blue's Clues who is introducing a pride parade. What is that drag queen doing there? Why are kids being introduced to a drag queen like culture? A culture that, if I'm sure you could ask if you have a drag queen friend, it kind of like revolves around drugs, sex, nighttime life. Now, I'm a cis male, so obviously my opinion holds no weight. That's why I'm going to turn it over to Kitty Demure, a person who you will soon easily find out is a drag queen and actually thinks that this whole pushing of drag culture is not a healthy thing for kids.
What in the hell has a drag queen ever done to make you have so much respect for them and admire them so much? Other than put on makeup and jump on the floor and writhe around and do sexual things on stage. I have absolutely no idea why you would want that to influence your child. Would you want a stripper or a porn star to influence your child? It makes no sense at all. A drag queen performs in a nightclub for adults. There is a lot of filth that goes on, a lot of sexual stuff that goes on. And backstage, there's a lot of nudity, sex, and drugs. Okay? So I don't think that this is an avenue you would want your child to explore. They could explore dressing up at home like we all did, like all gay boys did. We all dressed at home and we had a great time. We had a great time with our girlfriends, putting on makeup, trying on clothes, things like that. But to actually get them involved in drag is extremely, extremely irresponsible on your part. And I understand you might want to look like you're with it, that you're cool, that you're woke, that you're not a Nazi, that you're not a homophobe, whatever it may be. But you can raise your child to be just a normal, regular, everyday child without including them in gay, sexual things. And honestly, you're not doing the gay community any favors. In fact, you're hurting us, okay? We have already had a reputation of being pedophiles and being perverts and deviants. We don't need you to bring your children around. So you keep your kids at home or take them to Disneyland or take them to Chuck E. Cheese. But if you need your child to be entertained by a big human in a costume or in makeup, take them to the circus or something. When they turn 18, then why don't you take them to the clubs on their 18th birthday? Because it's an adult thing, okay? So don't ruin your child's life and don't ruin us, because that's what you're doing.
Well, there you go. Let me make this clear. In my opinion, I don't think there's anything wrong with drag queens. Just like I don't think there's anything wrong with strippers. It's not for me. I wouldn't wish it for, my mom, my sister, or my girlfriend. But if that's something that you want to do, go for it. All the more power to you. But my question, when it comes to these big corporations like CBS and Nickelodeon, is why? Why is this an important thing to press right now? If you know why, please leave a message in the comments. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me especially, leave a message as to why.
But I'm not done yet!
All through the town, the cheeks on the drag queen go blush, 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 blush. The cheeks on the drag queen go blush, 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 all through the town. The fingers on the drag queen go snap, 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 snap. The fingers on the drag queen go snap, 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 all through the town. The mouth on the drag queen goes blah, 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 blah. The mouth on the drag queen goes blah, 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 all through the town. Here's our big finish, the dance.
I mean, no, but I mean, it's not about, I know you're supporting by saying booing, but look, here's the